Hello everybody, BrioS here, and for you guys today, I have a mech you don't see that often on the battlefield, partially because some people don't like its design, and other performance-orientated players, they find it kind of an underperforming mech, and I gotta admit a quirk pass, or rather some quirk changes to this chassis would go far. And if you're not familiar with this boy here with these wide arms, this is the 60-ton inner sphere battle mech, the champion. And the variants I have for you guys today is the Champion 3N, which is the champion with the 10% range quirk, and that's why I chose this particular variant for this build. Another criticism of champions is that they are roughly the same in terms of hardpoints, so not much variety. But anyway, I do like them actually, and well, in any hands, mech can do well if you know how to play it to its strengths and minimize its weakness. And one of the strengths of the champion is his sleek profile. Weapons, as you can see, are pretty high mounted in this build, and it has a high torso twist speed, so you can shoot, twist to present your arms, which are chunky, to block return fire, and that's how you play this build. And as you probably guessed from the title, this, my friends, is a brawler. Not the most high performing brawler as I put it out there, but honestly it's not too shabby and definitely worth taking out, as you'll see in the gameplay. And talking about that, let's take a look at the build itself. So this is an AC20 dual snub nose build, giving you a 40 pinpoint damage with 10 splash from the snubbies, and that's pretty darn decent because 40 pinpoint rapid firing at short range is very decent. 3.5 tons of ammunition for the AC20, thus provided with enough ammunition for quick play. I even had tonnage to add a T-Com Mark 1 to give a velocity boost to the snubbies and the AC20, which helps quite a bit. And with a light fusion 280 engine, it has a speed of 75.6, not terribly fast, and that's a problem especially for me because with its sleek profile, kinda like an aeroplane, even these look like jet engines, I tend to just vroom forward, and with a speed of 75.6, it's not that fast. But it's a light fusion engine, so it's a bit more survivable in a brawl. And as I was saying about the quirks, if you look at the quirks here, in addition to the range boost of 10%, which I mentioned earlier, it does have a ballistic cooldown of minus 10%, allowing the AC20 to fire faster. It has some missile quirks, but I'm not using any missile hardpoints, so that is kind of irrelevant. And with the 10% range boost, it helps a lot with the AC20 and snubbies. It has some survival quirks, double digits for the center torso, the arms and the legs, actually everywhere as you can see from here. So it's kind of survivable in a brawl, especially with the huge arms to shield and take damage once you twist away. And moving on to skills, like I said, this is a brawler, so you want to focus more on survivability first, because you gotta get in, keep firing and take as much damage as you can, hoping to outlast the enemy before he goes down. And because of that, I'm taking full skeletal density and full armor hardening, 10 SPs each. This gives me an armor boost of 18% above and beyond the quirks, and a 33% structure bonus, making it quite tanky. 103 for 60 tonner in the CT and 73 in the sides is pretty decent, front loaded of course, so you can actually soak quite a bit of damage. And talking about damage, with 44 SPs into the firepower tree, I'm going for max cooldown. That gives me a 12% reduction in the cooldown, allowing me to fire 12% faster, which helps quite a bit. The AC20 fires 22% faster because of the quirk, and that's a nice boost, giving it a nice 40 pinpoint, allowing it to fire pretty rapidly. And talking about rapidly, I also took all the heat gen notes because as a brawler, you don't want to shut down at short range. You want to deal as much damage as you can before you hit the 100% of your heat bar. So with this, I've got 10.5% reduction in heat. I would love actually more range notes, but from some gameplay I realized I end up closing in most of the time. So 7 SPs into range is sufficient, giving me a 7% range boost. With additional SPs, I've took 5 for velocity. In addition to the T-Com, it allows you to track your enemy faster and lead your fire better. The skills alone gives you 15% velocity boost. And with a huge ballistic like the AC20, you definitely want 2 nodes of magazine capacity, giving you more ammunition. So hence 3.5 tons of ammo is enough for this build for quick play. And moving along, straight to operations, I've taken 5 nodes of cool runs for additional 10% heat dissipation. Always very helpful, like I said, in a brawl you don't want to shut down, but I opted not to get 5 nodes of heat containment because these nodes are mainly beneficial if you both heatsinks, and with 10 double heatsinks, the benefit from this is very marginal, so not gonna take it, gonna spend it elsewhere. Kind of starved for SPs in this build. And for hill climb, because you don't want to slow down in terrain, you don't want to get stuck in terrain, 3 nodes of hill climb helps a lot. Now each node gives you 15%, so a total of 45% decrease in deceleration once you reach a hill, and helps quite a lot nowadays. This was changed quite a few weeks back. And finally, in terms of sensors, I've gotten 100% radar deprivation. Helps quite a lot because you got to close in the distance before you actually get to Brawl. And radar deprivation 100% allows the enemy to lose their locks immediately once you find cover. Really helpful to sneak up and to avoid lock-on lurms and ATMs. And of course, auxiliary, we have 9 SPs, 2 cool shots and 2 strikes. Strikes, I always drop them on snipers, good for suppressing the enemy and allowing you to have some space to breathe and move forward. And of course, 2 cool shots to dissipate the heat when you are brawling. As I said, you don't want to shut down. So that's it, ladies and gents, for the Champion Tree and Brawler, focusing on the 40 pinpoint front-loaded damage with the 3 weapons here, 10 splash of course. And with the high torso twist speed, you want to fire that 40 pinpoint damage, twist quickly to present your arms to soak damage, and twist back to return fire. All this while moving around and blasting the enemy. As I said, not exactly a top tier build, but still very decent and most importantly, pretty fun to play. So definitely worth taking out, as you'll see in the gameplay. But with that being said, let's get down to the gameplay and let's go. And here I find myself on Solaris City for the very first showcase match. And this map obviously suits this build really nicely. Solaris being a city, lots of buildings, lots of cover. So basically I'm going to use it to my advantage, move from cover to cover, blasting the enemy with the 40 pinpoint damage before twisting to soak return fire and moving to a new position. But when you do that, always check your mini-maps, you don't want to overextend, which is a serious issue in that kind of hit and run gameplay. But with that being said, we are approaching the main contact area somewhere around Echo 5, I think. So yeah, let's look at this combat. Some blue laser fire comes in from the top. Not good for me, he's quite far. Delta 5, can you shoot the guy on the ramp please? Not a good situation for me. Charlie? Yeah, it's a Sun Spider. Gonna move into cover. He's done quite a bit of damage to my right leg. Gotta be really careful. Looking at the minimap, I want my team to move up so we can share armor, spread the aggro. Really tempted to just bum rush Delta 5, but that never goes well.
Target acquired.
As you look at the minimap, we are in 2 separate groups here. One group with me around Echo 6, the other one group away in Echo 5.
Artillery strike online.
This choke point is a problem.
Right arm critical damage.
Yeah, I think I will try flank after that medium.
Acquired.
That Sun Spider again. Oh, lot of fire. I think just an Irby.
Artillery strike activated.
This is a risky maneuver, trying to outflank them. Doesn't always go well,
Acquired.
but
Delta
with
to
a
move right torso, Delta 5.
but with this mech in front of me, this light mech, I'll keep him company. It's an Irby, tanky boy,
2
probably more,
heavies and a light Delta 5.
probably more tanky than me. Aha! Caught Timber, he knows he's in trouble.
Destroyed.
My high mounts able to get him over the terrain, and I found myself in a nice position here. Able to see them, but they are drawing fire from my team on the left, so I can get a few shots in.
Acquired.
Not even twisting because they are kind of ignoring me for now.
Destroyed.
There goes one arm, nothing in it, that's fine. Got a cooldown. Now with support, I'm sure I'm gonna draw some aggro.
Acquired.
Checking the left before I rush forward. There's that Sun Spider again.
Heat level critical.
Leg is caught, blown off,
Shut down.
kinda overheating.
Destroyed. Acquired.
Yeah, Didn't want to overheat. So this Nightstar 10p is moving forward. That's a good build, by the way, the 10p.
New target.
So always see
acquired.
who's around you and support them. Is he going up the ramp? Nah, Nightstar's going down. So I shall take the
New
ramp.
target acquired.
Me and the Irby on top. And the Nightstar below. Good combination. 4-3. At the moment, Marauder's caught. There he is, Kilo. I think he's alone. I'm gonna try bum rush him. Gotta be careful of my left. Yep, it's clear he's alone. He's on the run. Don't really want to overextend, but I really want to press mechs that are isolated. Oh no. One thing about Marauder 2C is they're pretty fast. Not really maneuverable, but they have speed if you put a large engine in it. And I'm sure this guy did that. Look at that, he's not even here.
Acquired.
Oh, there he is. Oh, 2 mechs. I know that Marauder is pretty badly hurt. Gonna focus on this boy here first. Interesting build. PPCs, here are largest LRMs.
Acquired. Target destroyed.
Yeah, but my backup kills him.
New target.
Good old
acquired.
1-2. Me taking point, tanking, while the rest behind me follow up. I still get 1 kill. And with that, it's suddenly 10-4. Thankfully, my team didn't crumble. I did a pretty wide flank, which doesn't always go well. It did this time. So moving up, presenting my left torso, my left arm. There it is. Shoot twist.
Critical.
Hoping my left arm will soak fire. Nah, this guy is blocking. Come on, Timber. Don't walk behind people and stop behind them. But anyway, doesn't matter. We got that guy. 3 kills, 11-5. Just a matter of finding the last guy. So let's fast forward this section. Much as I love Conquest, Conquest giving the most C-builds, and the objective is kind of fun to fight over sometimes, sadly quite often it ends up like this, all of us chasing down the last mech, which most of the time is a Shadowcat, but in this particular match it's a Black Learner, probably doing cap strats or trying to assassinate people. Either way, it wasn't successful at all. And in such a case, there's no point hunting him down. He was at Gamma earlier, so I predict he's gonna go to Epsi. And yeah, I'm gonna lie in wait, find a nice spot. Hopefully he comes here. Otherwise, you'll just cap him out, I suppose. So let's find a nice nuke, wait for him to appear. Protect Epsi. And true enough, there he is. Looks like a Black Learner. My CT is caught, I'm not sure of his status, so gotta be really careful. But a 1v1 is always nice.
He's Delta 7. It's a medium, probably a Black Learner.
Yeah, so calling for help just in case. We've got this one anyway. But I do want that kill. Low signal, so he's staying to fight. There he is. One nice hit on the CT. Managed to twist the damage away. Aha, let's reverse, get him. There he is. He was badly hurt. And that's it. Glorious victory for us. So still like quite a bit of ammo. So let's take a look at the damage output for this. Should be pretty nice. And there it is, 954 damage, really nice. 4 kills, 1 solo, 2 KMDDs, really decent output. And a cap victory also, 605 match score. So let's move on to the next match. From the close confines of Solaricity, we come to the overly tree-infested map of Emerald Vale. Game mode is Domination, which is pretty interesting because the map Emerald Vale is basically a bold design, and the center doesn't offer much cover from snipers on the edge. So it's kind of a death trap to rush into the center, which a lot of people do on Domination especially. In fact, to win this map, the key is management of these choke points around the center, waiting for an opportunity to shoot the enemy, hit them, or waiting for them to push through those choke points, and you can massacre them if you are prepared. But anyway, I'm just covering the team as they position nicely and waiting for enemies to push through those choke points.
Target spotted.
So while my team dev balls at Delta 3,
New target
I'm just gonna cover the
acquired.
rear here at Delta 4. 2 choke points, one on my left out of sight,
New
and
target
one on my right here
acquired.
between the 2 peaks.
Golf in trouble.
Yeah, I can see that gunboat. Thermal for better contrast. The trees block thermal, so I just reverse behind them. They can't see me if I do that. But some are a bit more aware like that guy. Enemy team is holding Delta 3 nicely. Always put yourself in a situation where the main force draws the enemy aggro and you're able to hit them from the flanks. They will be distracted. You can do some damage without much return fire.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
Hellbringer, Foxtrot CT.
Calling out Foxtrot because his CT is open. Shoot and twist. That's what this mech is all about.
Incubus Echo, right torso.
Yeah, that guy
He lost his torso now.
made a mistake. So team is trying to room to Echo 3, as you can see on the minimap.
Target spotted.
But we're holding the choke points really well. This team is playing.
We'll come back.
Acquired.
This team is playing nicely.
Target spotted.
Kodiak is CT,
Target
Bravo.
spotted.
We've lost one,
Need assistance.
so one mech probably tried to push through. 1-1 now. Kodiak is caught.
Target spotted.
New target.
We got penetration in Delta 3, as you can see. One Incubus, I think. One light. Oh, but he dies.
New target acquired.
Target spotted.
So enemy is not trading well. They're losing these trades. So they either push
UAV
our...
up. Delta
left.
4 with the Mex.
Acquired.
Yeah, I think they're pushing our left. I was about to say push our left or right, but they've gone for our left. Hellbringer's in trouble.
Target spotted.
Let me try to take him out.
Assistance.
Target
Yeah.
New target acquired.
Nice pinpoint shot there.
Heat level critical.
Missed this mislinks. You know, it's a missed links.
New target
I
acquired.
missed it.
Spotted.
Oh, this guy's
Kilo's
alone.
alone, Delta 4. Could use some help here.
This guy is in trouble. Overextended.
Target spotted.
Target
If
destroyed.
you look at the minimap,
Dunker.
team is following.
New target
So gonna lead the charge a bit. I've got a bit of armor, as you can see on my paper doll. Is that a lure
Oh,
mode?
that was a bad miss.
Yeah. But they fluffed my
New
shot.
target acquired.
Gotta be careful around this corner. Don't really want to run into like 5 mechs here. Always wait for support if you're not confident. 5-1 now, so we can get a bit more aggressive. This is where I play the Predator.
5-1, let's move in.
Sneaking in from cover to cover, finding mechs, hunting
Sorry,
them down. The Fafner shot my rear. Bit of friendly fire there. Gonna deal with this guy. He's outgunned. I'm still pretty okay. Except for some rear damage.
Target
There
destroyed.
might be a guy behind me. Yeah, there is. That's why I kept twisting. And with that well-timed push, it's 8-3 and we have the circle. So I'm just going to fast forward this part because the last 4 are probably just snipers holding up on the ridge, probably in Echo 2 Fox 2. So as the team moves along, smelling blood, let's talk about this map and this build. This map, like I said, the key is actually managing the choke points around the perimeter of the center. The hills basically cover you nicely so you can trade and wait. And once you have a slight advantage, enemies out of position, do a nice push as you saw in this particular match. And with this build's pinpoint damage and the generally short range in such a strat, it works pretty nicely. And true enough, that Zonduken is Sniper Marauder, and sadly it was all in vain because it's a cap win, god damn it. There's one assault in the circle as you can see. Ah well. But anyway, it's a victory. It's a pretty good match I suppose, didn't get many kills. And there it is, 828 damage, 3 KMDDs, 1 solo kill, not too bad. But what's most impressive is that this team played really well, managing the choke points, not overextending, and pushing when it was necessary. So let's look at the scores, and it's 504 match score. So that's it ladies and gents for this video on the Brawler Champion 3N with that sweet 40 pinpoint damage from the AC dual snub combination. Not a top tier build, but hey, it's still pretty effective and really fun to play. But anyway, I hope you liked this video and I'll see you guys on the battlefield. So, ciao!